Welcome in week 7 NFL weekly Pickems here at the HamBonez Show. We got Matt in the top left, T. Roy, Troy, and myself, JMO, aka Jordan, the graphics guy, here to bring you another fresh week of NFL previews and Pickems and kind of going over the standings of where we ended up last week. But first, Matt, give us a little recap of week 6 in the NFL.
Yeah, so I would say first off, I got into the solo wins category, so that was good. I'm catching up in that realm, so I'm happy to be back in there. I got a couple thoughts. I got a couple takes that I want to get maybe your thoughts on as well. So first things first, uni of the week. So last week, my personal favorite was Atlanta at home. They had the red helmets. They had a little bit of the old school look, black jerseys. Obviously helps that they won. They beat the Bills. That was kind of surprising to me, but that's my uni of the week. So well done, Atlanta. Another couple things I want to kind of just give a shout out maybe, but Thursday night football. So years, 10, 15 years ago when they started this, I was always skeptical of Thursday night football, but the last couple years, I think Amazon Prime is absolutely nailing it. So first and foremost, the announcers, I think, Kirk Herbstreit does a great job. I love him on the call, and I really enjoy how they have different video options. So you can do kind of like it's almost like you're playing a video game view. You can see a few more stats and stuff like that. If you're jumping in the middle of the game, you can, do the highlights to catch up where you're at. So they're giving a lot of these, media options that are, in my opinion, above the rest of the presentation. So I just wanted to give a shout out to that. Their matchups as well. I think they're trying to do a lot more divisional matchups, which I think helps, especially on a short week like that. So just wanted to get that out into the universe. So, big thumbs up for Thursday night football lately. The other thing on the opposite end of the spectrum, so it's not really an ESPN thing or anything like that, but Monday Night Football, when they have double headers, I'm out on those. Like, I get it the first week. That's fine. Like, the first week I'll watch any football, whatever. But after that, this is like the third, and I think there's another one next week. Double header Monday Night Football. I'm a simple man. I want to focus on one game. I don't want to figure out what I want to watch, what I don't want to watch. And it's Monday night after a long, day of Monday work. Just put one game on, let me watch it. So I just wanted to get that out there as well. So otherwise, a great week. So excited to get into week 7.
Yeah, all those points are great, Matt. I mean, the Falcons, I think I would have to see like all of the alternate or throwback uniforms side by side, but I think those ones, those are hard to beat. And then, what you said for Thursday night and Monday night, I mean, I 100% agree with all those points.
Yeah, I'm with you there. The Falcons helmet, I love. I will say the Thursday nights at first, I thought it was such a, disadvantage for the teams, with the short week, but I just come to enjoy having another day of football, honestly. I don't always watch, the Thursday night, especially in the past, but so far this year I've been lining it up nicely to where I'll watch the game late at night. And as far as the double headers, I don't love it either. However, I will say I have YouTube TV. Shout out YouTube.
No free ads.
So I got the multi-view, and it wasn't terrible. I was kind of like focused on the first game, and then at halftime, I just kind of like put on the other one, and then I switched back, and then that one ended. So it was a lot, but that made it a little bit more manageable. YouTube TV, I got that 3-month discount for it being our first time trying it for the football season. But the other thing to go with that is it this Monday too? It's like the West Coast game is at 10 p.m. It just screws us all over. Like the other time zones are just like, oh, you're not getting any sleep. So that's kind of messed up, but whatever. The upsets have been crazy. Thursday night games, primetime games in general, I feel like they've been doing a good job, and it's like, I don't know how to pick those anymore. I keep second guessing it. Now I'm looking at the sheet like, well, geez, it's prime time. Something crazy is going to happen. So, yeah, let's talk Lions.
Yeah.
Where do you start?
Yeah, what's your on a scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you?
Oh man. And like, what do you mean concerned?
Like
This week or
your panic meter. So I'm not concerned, I'll say, just to start off. I know like it's a loss, and obviously that sucks. We're kind of getting to the point where we're not so used to losing, but it felt bad in the moment, like when you're just getting beat down and there's nothing you can do about it, and then you start thinking about all the calls and it seems like the refs are going against you. But kind of looking back on it, the Chiefs are still a really good team. It's on the road. It was a must win for them pretty much. Yeah, you know, one of my favorite Lions podcasts, Pride of Detroit, they kind of said it felt a lot like the 49ers playoff game a couple years ago, where it just was like a snowball rolling down a hill and you knew you couldn't stop it. Like, and I think that makes it feel worse in the moment. So yeah, they got outplayed. But I'm not so concerned yet, a day or so later.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like I'm not concerned. I think the biggest thing for me is just get healthy. That's the biggest thing. I mean, Kirby, he was, all over the place, and it definitely helps. We have a bye after this week, so hopefully we can get the win. But get healthy, especially on defense. Taylor Decker, he's been out as well, so that's been kind of a bugaboo. So when he's out, you kind of realize, how well he's been doing, the last couple years at left tackle. So, it was just an off night. Obviously, I'm not going to get into, all the, the penalties or lack thereof against, who. But that was, kind of a joke. But again, that's loser talk. But just an off night, and we'll be okay.
Well, if you guys don't want to get into it, I'll get into it.
Hit us.
No, I'm just joking.
Oh.
I don't really have. No, I'm with you guys. I'm not too panicked. I think the injuries in our secondary really suck. That's tough. We'll kind of see. I mean, this is going to be with BB suspended. It's just one game, or is he playing because he's appealing, or is he?
It was just announced he lost his appeal.
Oh yeah, well that makes sense. You can't scrap after the game. Kind of soft, but with his history too, it doesn't surprise me too much. But yeah, I mean, I'm not too worried overall. I think we got a really strong team. It worries me a little bit that a lot of the national media still has us ranked like 1 or top 3 or top 5, because I'm like, I kind of like the underdog vibes. We've got 2 losses already. But yeah, like you said, it was just kind of like a snowball effect. And the refs, you can say what you want. We didn't even play well enough to win it. I keep telling people, even if we played a really good game, the refs would have kept us out potentially. Like there was nothing going our way. It was a little ridiculous, but just got to be better. And I expect them to be better at home this week. We'll get into that when that matchup comes. But I think Aleem's playing, right? Coach said he's going to be on the field. I don't know if Terrion's back yet, but
no. I had to look at the Lions roster to try and figure out who even the players would be. Like we know we have Meek and Kirby on one leg, but I had to look up to see like who are these other guys, and it's the Lauren Strickland's, the Millette guy who we signed like last Thursday or something. Obviously Rock Ya-Sin, maybe Maddox will be back, so that's like but
yeah. I was going to save it for the matchup, but this is Kendall Vildor is over with the Bucks, right? Is he over there now? So it's like, because I saw he got an interception on Mac Jones last week, and I think I texted you guys like Kendall Vildor revenge game. I was like, it was the NFC Championship where the ball bounces off his helmet and Ayuk catches it, and that's where the whole game flipped. Now he's coming back to the Detroit, den, trying to give us a 3rd loss in the season. But I mean, they must have some injuries if he's out there playing for him too, because he was kind of deep in the depth chart for us back then. But I know I was thinking like CJG, Chauncey
DJ
Gardner-Johnson.
Johnson.
Yeah. He's out there. He just got cut from the Ravens like practice squad. It's like, I don't want that in our locker room again. But it's like, how desperate are we? Where's Jerry Jacobs? I never thought he was that bad. Like he could have been like a backup still. I mean, obviously not a GM or coach, but I kind of liked his story.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to get to the bye, and then after the bye, then maybe you get Terry on and I don't know if DJ Reed, what his timeline quite is, but you got to be getting close there.
Yeah.
Kirby hopefully will be healthy, and then Branch, you obviously will get back. So yeah, just hold on for a week.
All right. You ready for the standings? Another change in the standings. And we're keeping it close. It changes every week. I do like that. We got Troy's on top with the total points. Matt had an excellent week 6 with his solo picks. Would you get like 3 or 4?
I got 3 of them. Yeah.
Yeah. That Bears one too. Whew, there was a couple squeakers that whole. I mean, there's squeakers every weekend. That's what's so crazy, you know. But
Matt had the most points out of anyone for any week. So that was our highest point total. He had 21 points.
Nice.
Which
I needed it.
Yeah, the most any of us have had. And then unfortunately on the flip side, we got to give a shout out to Zach. Zach got negative points last week.
Oh no.
So he has the low margin. The previous low was actually Matt 2 weeks ago when you got 0. So
I netted 0.
If Zach can bounce back like you did.
Oh, nice.
That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize that I was 11-4. So
yeah,
good stuff.
That's great. Off. Yeah, you did awesome. I think that strategy paid off for sure. Other than that, I mean, we'll keep it going here. We got the locks at the end. You'll see the locks with the wager system. We've talked about it in past episodes. I'm not going to go too far in depth with that. You can check out our latest episodes. We talk a little more in detail on how these total points contribute to like the lock system and our weekly records. So it's kind of a fun thing we're doing here.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Nice. So
Pittsburgh Steelers taking on Cincinnati Bengals. Thursday night.
This feels a lot like last Thursday to me with the Eagles at the Giants. We all kind of just assumed the Eagles would win, and then the Giants won at home. Since he's at home, I don't expect them to win because Burrow's, ever since Burrow's gone out, they've really just been hard to do anything right. But they are at home. But I think I'm going to stick with Pittsburgh here. I'm tempted because a lot of times these Thursday night home teams seems like they win. I don't actually know if that's true, but it kind of have that vibe. But I'm gonna stick with Pittsburgh because I don't trust Cincy at all.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Troy. So first off, this is uni alert number 1 this week. So the Bengals at home Thursday night, they're going all white. So that's jerseys, pants, and helmets. So that'll be another fun watch. So Troy, you made a couple of good points here about Thursday night football, home games or home teams, divisional matchup. So those are always tough games. So Pittsburgh is my cigarette or reverse cigarette, if you will. I cannot stop picking against them. So I'm going to go Cincinnati. I think this is going to be a fun game. I think Joe Flacco is going to throw it around to T. Higgins, to Jamar Chase. And I think it'll be a fun game. So give me the Bengals.
Very nice. I'm glad somebody did because I was toying with it as well. In their new uniforms, Flacco gave them a little bit of life, But this is like the battle of dinosaur quarterbacks. You got Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers. Like, what? That's kind of crazy. That's cool for the NFL, and it's a testament to and respect to them as players. I'm going Steelers. I toyed with going Bengals. I mean, if their defense wasn't so bad, I feel like I could definitely go with that. We've been talking about the Steelers, whether or not they're legit, they keep winning, and I can see Metcalf just going crazy. I think overall for me, I like the team better, but I can see the Bengals pulling this one off for sure, especially at home. Primetime game upsets have been going crazy this year. Zach's also on the Steelers. He said, should Flacco be on the washed watch for his washed list? It's a good question. Here's the thing with Flacco. It's like, he's smart. He knows he's got to get that ball out quick. I feel like Browning was just kind of flailing around back there. Flacco knows he doesn't have much time behind that O-line. So it's like, just get T. Higgins and Jamar Chase quick, get the ball in their hands and just let them do something, That's kind of your only shot.
Yeah. I don't disagree. Flacco's not what he used to be, to Zach's point, but how many other, I don't know how old he is, like 39, 40 years old. Obviously you have Rodgers on the other end, but gosh, give him credit for being in the league this long. I think, hundreds of other quarterbacks would kill to be in this spot right now, right? Making money, doing the thing they love. So credit to Flacco.
Yeah, and he
That's
has
cool.
an extra week of practice now with the new team. So
That's true.
I was tempted to switch there, but I think I'll stay.
Are you sure? I'm about to switch the slide.
I'll stay.
Oh, we can't let Matt go solo again. Oh, no.
It's locked.
It's locked. London. We're going back to London again. The LA Rams taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah. This is a little interesting because the Jaguars are kind of like the NFL's London team. They're the ones that was always kind of assumed if the NFL moved a team to London, it would be them. I believe they always play there at least once a year. So they have that experience. I said last week the Jaguars were kind of my heroin team. I kind of like the big cats, I guess. But I'm gaining respect for the Rams. I wasn't a believer earlier in the year, but they've slowly kind of grown on me. Stafford hasn't slowed down. He leads the NFL in passing. He's just one big hit away from retirement, but I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Nice.
Yeah, no, Troy, you talked about a lot of the things that I was going to mention too. London, that's kind of like their second home for Jacksonville over there, and Trevor Lawrence has had his fair share of London games for better or worse. And I agree. Los Angeles, they're good. They are. They've got a really good defense. Stafford's still balling out. But I think Jacksonville bounces back this week after their loss last week to, was it Seattle? So I'm going to stick with the Jaguars this week. And I was going to ask and then look it up. Is Nakua playing?
He did not practice today.
Ooh.
He looked really injured.
Yeah, that was kind of my concern, but
yeah, because the Jacksonville has a good secondary too. So if they lock up Devontae, that might be some rough sledding there. That is a good question. That's kind of my notes there. Is Puka playing? I'm going with the Rams. I'm with Troy on this one. I like their defense. Jacksonville's got a good defense too. These are both good teams overseas in London. You got a good point with London being kind of their second home, right? I feel just like the Jacksonville Jaguars. I had so much faith in them after they beat the Kansas City, right? Like the recency bias. And here I go again, judging them for what I saw last week. But they're just so inconsistent. Like, are you great? Are you good? Are you going to peter out? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure. Because the Seattle secondary was beat up too. I really expected them to take care of business, and and they didn't. So that surprised me a little bit. Zach is going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So we are split. This is a HamBonez split. His note here says, "Give me the heroin one more time." So he's referring to the heroin team. Just for clarification, check out last week's episode if you have any substance abuse concerns. But you shouldn't. We just have these funny nicknames for these teams that we just keep picking for some reason, and they keep letting us down, or we're hooked on them, or so good split here. I think this is a game that deserves a split as well. These are two good teams. It could overseas. That definitely could be a coin flip.
We have to start tracking what our records are in HamBonez splits.
Add it to the.
It's going to be 500.
Yeah.
Oh,
was that your joke, Troy, or did that go over my head?
No, that was.
No, that went over my head for sure. Nice. This week's theme, by the way, pause here. This week's theme, last week we did like mecha, machines, Transformers. I went with the Aaron Rodgers nod, going with a psychedelic. So don't stare too long at the screens. I'm not sure, speaking of substances, what you might be feeling from these sick graphics. But here we go. We got the New Orleans Saints taking on the Chicago Bears in Chicago. Dennis Allen, revenge game, defense coordinator for the Chicago Bears, taking on his old coach. He was the head coach, right, at New Orleans for like a year or two.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting little caveat that kind of is making me go back and forth on this one personally. But Matt, go ahead and lead us off here. Or Troy, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this is a little interesting now. The Bears, they've won 4 in a row ever since the Lions put 50 on them. The Caleb Johnson combo is kind of starting to click a little bit. So
we coined it here.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Bears. I hate it but they've been looking a little bit better. They're at home. Kind of feels like a Bears game. I still don't really trust the Saints. So yeah, give me Caleb Johnson.
Oh yeah, no, I was flip-flopping back and forth on this one, like literally until right now. I might change my decision one more time as I'm talking through it. So but I mean, the Saints don't really look that bad. I mean, they're aside from a couple of the stinkers that they've had this year, they're somewhat competitive. Spencer Rattlers, I think he's improving week to week. So I could see this being a really ugly game, and somehow they squeak it out. They're on the road, though. If it was in New Orleans, I think I might take the Saints, but it's in Chicago. Unfortunately, the Bears are rolling. I think they get one more. Give me the Bears.
Man, you guys are making this tough on me. I mean, I'm doing this again. Look, me and Matt were kind of playing the solo game last week. I put my money on the Dolphins and the Titans, just like it felt sick to my stomach. And to be fair, the Dolphins could have won that game. But man, I don't know. It's so hard for me. When I realized the Dennis Allen thing, it really made me think like, I gotta go Bears. Like he'll know Rattler in and out, It's just so hard. I think I got to do it. I think I got to go Saints. I don't feel great about it being away. They're much better at home playing down in the Bayou. They got the voodoo magic going on down there. For me though, I mean, I think the Bears are going to win this. I'm taking kind of a shot here. They got how many? They got like 3 takeaways last night, or was it Monday night? And they barely beat Washington. They were gifted that win. That makes me nervous. Caleb's still looking a little Caleb-y, like for the number 1 overall pick. And then Rattler, was he in the same draft or was he the year before? He might have been in that
the
same
year before. I don't know.
I'd have to look that'd be an interesting to look up, like that he's been starting and he's leading a team and he's not getting a lot of credit for wherever he was taken, probably in like the 4th or 5th round, right? Like, so I'm going there. Let me look at Zach really quick. Zach just has Bears over Saints. He doesn't have any notes on that one. I'm fine with this too because I don't really want to guarantee a Bears win. Hambone guarantee. I'm not sure if I feel comfortable with that. Watch them go blow them out now, but it's just so hard for me with the Saints because it's like they just don't have like a ton of talent, but they're playing really tough games. Like they're not a rollover easy win. Like people see it, they see 1-5 or what are they? Yeah, they're 1-5. Not has been recently a great team. So it's like should be an easy win for the Bears, but the Bears are still having issues. So I'll roll the dice on this one.
Yeah, and Rattler was in last draft.
I saw that, yeah, which
I mean, look at that. He was in the last who's all in that one? You got Caleb Williams, Jaden
Daniels, Drake May.
Drake May was in that one.
JJ McCarthy.
Bo Nix.
Michael Penix. Bo
Penix.
And Rattler. Like, that's 7 starting, and they're not like the horrible, like clearly you're not gonna last, like even as a backup. Some of them will probably be delegated down to the backup position soon. But all right, sorry to spend so much time on that stinker of a game. It could be a very ugly game. Nope. Speaking of ugly, this isn't going to be the sexiest game out there either. I don't think.
I like those graphics though; those look good. Yeah, Cleveland can't score any points. Here's an interesting thing though. So we had our first coach firing last week. So now the doors are kind of open. I'm thinking this could be the last stand for McDaniels. If they go to Cleveland and lose, there was the reports of players not showing up to team meetings or kind of whatever Tua was alluding to. Sounds like there's some drama going on in the locker room. So it could be a McDaniels last stand and we could get our second firing. But I just can't trust Cleveland. It's almost like, Miami still can score on offense. I don't know if they can stop anyone, but I don't think Cleveland's going to be able to take advantage. So I'm going to go Miami. I think they can get to 20 points, which I think is enough to beat Cleveland. So yeah, give me Miami. I think McDaniels keeps his job for another week.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Troy. I was going back and forth on this one. Like what a game. I hopefully it surprises us. Maybe we'll get a 42-45 game or something like that. But this is it's the battle of 1-win teams. I don't have much to say about either team. I thought last week Cleveland was gonna pull one out. Obviously they didn't do anything. But I'm going to stick with Miami. I almost went, but give me Miami.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm going Cleveland. This one was kind of easy for me. I guess I want Miami almost pulled it off, to give them credit. They did almost pull it off against the Chargers. They probably should have. Herbert's just a freak and slipped a sack, I think it just, for me, it's so hard, right? Like they're so opposites. Like Miami's okay offense, right? Wise. Darren Waller scoring touchdowns still. That's hilarious. And then the Browns flip side, like if they come out and start Shedeur Sanders, I bet they'll win, like just from the hype factor. Dylan Gabriel, I don't think has a very high ceiling and he's got a pretty low floor. Like he'll be a good backup in my opinion. And I haven't watched a ton. I know he was great in college, but it's kind of that same idea that I don't know. He just doesn't have it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But what I do like is the Cleveland defense. I think they can stop Miami enough. For me, I'm going to say Judkins gets, 140 plus rushing yards on this Miami defense. Is giving up a ton of rushing yards. Who did they play last week? did they play the Chargers?
Mhm.
So it was like
Yeah.
Kamani Vidal went over 100 2 weeks ago, Rico Dowdle. So you got these backup running backs just running all over town. Give it Judkins looks good. I've been kind of watching him a little bit because I have him in a dynasty, and he's not looking too bad. So for me, I'm like just pound the rock with them and take the ball out of Dylan's hands a little bit, I guess. I don't know. Zach's with me on Cleveland. What's he got here? Where'd he go? Mike McDaniel's last week as head coach, ? The vibes are 10 out of 10 bad. They're getting worse, yeah. Like you said, the Tua comment, it was like kind of subtle, but not really at all. Like, you're the leader, bud. You're part of the issue if your guys aren't coming to the player only meetings, and it just seems like a disaster. Another split.
Yep.
Okay. These games are like that. It seems like. Here we go. I'm not sure. I'm not confident this one being a split, but let's see how it shakes out.
Yeah, so here we go. The Tennessee's first game with their new coach. Does that give them a little fire?
Does it?
It
Troy?
might. I'm going to go New England, though. I mean, it could give them a fire, but their roster still isn't ready to win. New England's a legit good team. Vrabel's got them playing sound football. Drake May seems like he's taken that next step. You know, I was a little nervous about him last year when he took like a bajillion sacks. I thought they were going to break him, but he's played really well this year. So yeah, I'm all on the New England hype train right now.
Yeah, I agree, Troy. Like, New England's been doing really well lately. Vrabel's coming back into Tennessee where he was canned a year and a half ago. So I think he's going to be out for revenge, and everything is clicking at the right time for New England. So, and I think after Buffalo lost, they're on top of their division as well. Not that that really means anything for the game, but I think their confidence is building every single week here. So, yeah, I think Vrabel goes in there. I think Drake May goes in there and lights it up. And unfortunately, things do not change for Tennessee.
Yeah, I was thinking about making a joke like I'm going Tennessee, but I don't even have that type of energy at the moment to like give them that sort of respect after going with them last week. That was stupid. So I'm not even going to waste too much time. Vrabel revenge game. You said it. New England's rolling. They're looking great, doing good in their division. Young, gaining experience. Zach is also with us, I'm assuming. Titans are terrible, but do they get a new coach bump? That happens, right? Like the interim head coach comes in and the guys pull out a win. They're at home. No one would expect that, you know? Patriots have been known, too, to kind of shoot themselves in the foot. So I think Tennessee needs some miracle plays to happen to win again, like it did against the Cardinals the other week, but I don't see that happening right now.
Agreed.
At the first HamBonez guarantee of the week.
Yeah.
The Raiders taking on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, my rule, the first pod we did, was never bet against Mahomes. And then I went and bet against Mahomes and lost. And then he lost to Jacksonville. And then last week I bet against him again and he beat our Lions.
Oh,
So I've just been all backwards on him. But I'm going Chiefs. I mean, watching them, they're still the Chiefs. They're probably not the dynasty that they were last year, a couple of years ago. Obviously, you can't keep it up forever, but they're still a great team. Mahomes is still really good. They're at home. Yeah, give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't have a lot else to add to what you just said, Troy. Vibes are not great in Las Vegas. Kansas City, they're back to being Kansas City, as much as I hate to say it. Yeah, Chiefs win big.
Yeah, I'm there. They look great. I know we didn't play our best, but we caught them at a bad time, getting Worthy kind of going. Now they got Rashee Rice back. They're scary, and that AFC's wide open with Buffalo losing, and it's back and forth. You know, got the Patriots coming up, the Colts, like the Texans are down. It's Jacksonville too. It's like they got a good record, but like they might not be legit. You know, so it's the AFC is very open. Baltimore and Cincinnati look out as of now. You know, Baltimore has that chance to come back, and I don't know if Cincy and Flacco really have a chance. Sorry, Bengal fans, but they're just rolling. Zach says, is there a more unlikable team in the NFL right now? And I think most people would agree. Although, you know what? After our loss, I went on right away and listened to some like there's like a Vikings, it's like Viking fan podcast I listen to sometimes. And it's like a live reaction after the game. And the Packer fans were just like lighting up Detroit, like frauds and dirty this. And I'm like, why are you happy that the Chiefs are rolling now? Like, that's scary, you know? Like, I don't know. I guess it's divisional foes, but I'm like, there's people who are sick of the Lions getting all the love and the attention, I guess. But it's interesting to see them bash us and be happy with the Chiefs win. I'm like, guys, it's not a good thing, really. But
Yeah, I mean, we've never been in this spot before where we're getting media attention. We're winning the division 2 years in a row. Obviously, I wouldn't trade it for anything, but we're going to get some hate along the way from our friends across the Lake Michigan here. Yeah, FTP, man.
oh man, I know. I guess I would probably be laughing as well if they lost to the Chiefs. So, all right, here's probably my best graphic combo right here. After I made
Yeah.
this Vikings one, I was like, damn, should I redo them all? Like, but
So what's wrong with Philly? I mean, you know, we went into this, obviously they're coming into this year one of the Super Bowl favorites. Now they've lost a couple games in a row. They lost the Giants on Thursday night. They actually have one of the worst defenses in the NFL. In Minnesota, you know, it seemed like obviously when JJ was starting, they were struggling. And then I started to kind of feel like, oh, they got Wentz and now they're cooking again like last year with Darnold. But I don't think that's necessarily true. So their last two wins were against Cleveland and Cincinnati, who could arguably be two of the worst teams in the NFL. This is a home game for Minnesota, which is a tough place to play, but I think I'm going to go Philly. I think they get back on track. I don't think Minnesota's actually as even good as their record because their last two wins are against two bad teams. I believe it's still Wentz. I don't think JJ's back yet, but even if he was, you know, he hadn't been playing good before the injury. So give me Philly.
Yeah, I agree with you, Troy. I don't think the free fall continues for Philadelphia. Minnesota, yeah, I think they're well coached. They have a great defense. But I mean, Philly's last two losses, you have the Giants last week on Thursday night, granted a short week. I believe that it was in New York as well. And they lost to Denver, which Denver's legit. They have a great defense. So, yeah, there's some comments being made internally. Maybe, you know, you got AJ Brown doing some stuff, but I mean, that's normal. So I think Philadelphia gets right and, you know, that free fall stops.
man, this one was hard for me. I think I flipped this pick a few times today, and I landed on Philly. I'm trying to think, like, because it's just Minnesota at home, and Philly's just been so bad. But initially, defending Super Bowl champs, losing three straight, and like Matt said, those were two good teams. I think Giants are turning it around. That kind of helped me feel more comfortable with the pick. Going with Philly here. Like I said, I tossed with this one because it's like I don't think JJ's coming back. I'm not sure if that'd be a boost or not, really. You know, if he's got to kind of warm back up. Philly's been so bad. It's bizarre. It's so strange. Like you have so much talent. You're obviously well coached. I just don't. I mean, maybe not now. I don't know. They're in a rut. Let me see what Zach got here. Yeah, all I have is it's confusing. Like Philly's confusing. Can Minnesota upset them? Maybe. I don't know. At home, very possible. Zach says, Zach's actually going Vikings.
Oh.
So he's going
Okay.
solo.
Here we go.
There you go. Zach kind of looks like a Viking too. I feel
Wait,
like he could pass. He could pass if he had like more flow. I feel like he could pass as a Viking.
Because Carson is starting for Minnesota, yeah.
Revenge
Game. But I mean, is anyone even there that he played with or played for, like in Philly anymore? Like, did he play with Sirianni?
I
have no idea.
I don't think so. Who was the coach right before Sirianni after Reed? It was oh my gosh.
I can picture his face. Doug Peterson.
Yeah, I think it was with him.
Oh man. Here's what Zach says though. Zach's got to know. I think the Eagles are better, but the Vikings are home and the vibes on Philly are way off.
It's fair.
And is this a 4 o'clock or a 1 o'clock?
It's a 1 o'clock.
These are still, we got one more 1 o'clock game. That's gonna be a good game. That could be a good game. Or it could be a beaten one way or the other. I'm not sure. I could see that game getting out of hand for either team and defense. Carolina. Is this right? Yeah, Carolina at the New York Jets.
Hey, the Jets have to win at some point, right? Aaron Glenn has to, but
they don't have to.
It's hard to have negative passing yards, and Justin Fields can pull it off.
Yeah.
Is it Tyrod Taylor time? Garrett Wilson's doubtful. I never should have given up the cigarettes. Give me Carolina. They're my team.
Yeah, I'm with you, Troy. Like, I don't think New York's gonna be, razzling and dazzling us. Unfortunately, the Panthers the last couple weeks, or I guess the last 2 or 3 weeks, whatever it was, I think they've kind of gone back and forth with their wins, but I think they're starting to gain momentum and their confidence in Bryce Young and their whole team and their coaching staff. I think it's all starting to kind of come together, and they all believe that, okay, yes, we can win games now. We are learning how to do this. So I think Carolina goes on the road, gets a W, and now people are like, are they legit? Could they squeak into the playoffs? I think the NFC is very tough, but we could start having those conversations.
Really? I mean, let's see. Their wins, though, I'm looking right here. Their last 2 wins are against Dallas and Miami. Those defenses are trash. Rico Dowdle's been going over 200 yards back-to-back games. They lost. So, yeah, I'm on Carolina. I can't do the job. I'm not doing it. I still have a little bit of question marks with Carolina. I'd like to believe they're a fun team. They're a fun team to root for. I like the players. Have you seen any of Xavier Legette's interviews and his shenanigans? He's
Not
a
lately.
Country kid, dude.
Yeah, he talks
like
he's like straight from the woods of Mississippi.
He brought in raccoon meat to the locker room to he's like, my favorite thing to eat's raccoon at Thanksgiving, and everybody's like, what? And he was talking about eating squirrel the other day. He's a country kid, so here's a little something though. Zach again. Zach's going solo with the New York Jets.
Zach's the big Aaron Glenn guy.
He is, isn't he?
Here's his note. He goes, Carolina Sigs are 3-0 at home and 0-3 on the road. So that's something to say there. However, here's the road losses. They lost to Jacksonville by 16 points. They lost to Arizona in a 5-point game, but Arizona, and then they got blown out by New England. So, but I mean, they beat Atlanta. Atlanta's not a terrible team. They whooped Atlanta. So, Yeah, who knows? I mean, I'm feeling pretty confident with Carolina, but Zach's feeling good about Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
He deserves a win. I like the guy.
Yeah, he does.
Same.
I haven't been following the Jets too closely, but I have heard another person who does. They were talking about his like interview and like media presence is just horrendous. Like his demeanor and stuff. He's just like people aren't in love with his, he's a little wears the heart on the sleeve, headstrong. I don't know. We know him. I mean, he
Yeah.
was that was fun as a defense coordinator. But I could see as a head coach losing like this, it could be maybe frustrating for some fans.
Do you
Yeah, it's
see any
tough when
way that? Oh, sorry, Troy.
No, I was gonna say it's tough when you're losing to kind of have that mentality. That if they were winning, they would be loving it. I mean, it's the same
That's
thing with
true.
Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Do you see any way that they can him after 1 year?
It's the Jets, so yeah. New York
It's just
media, I
New
could
York. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
like
so
really
much
suck.
pressure.
yeah. I mean, what's his contract? I'm sure it's pretty solid, but yeah, unfortunately, I could see it with the Jets. That'd be the dumbest decision, out of all the dumb decisions that they've made in the last 20 years. Because if you're just doing this every single year, every 2 years, like you're getting nowhere. But yeah, he
I
deserves a chance.
feel
He deserves a couple years, get a quarterback, build the team.
I can't imagine they say, "Yep, we're moving forward with Justin Fields," but then cut him, fire him after a year. That's hard to believe, but it is the New York, market. That's crazy. That's a crazy one. Would he have been better back down in New Orleans? I don't know if he was up for that job, or who knows where else has new coaches, but yeah, keep an eye on that, our old guy Aaron Glenn. All right, here's the 4 o'clock games. The New York Giants going to Mile High Denver. Two good teams. I mean, Giants are they look good under Jackson Dart. You can kind of see a different team, Like, I don't know if it's that energy, the scheme, his play style with Scatabo back there. I don't know.
Yeah, Scadabo's kind of stealing the hearts of America here. In the Giant, I mean, that's coming off a good win, but Denver's a hard place to play. Um, the the Giants have actually had a really odd last 3 games. So they beat the Chargers, and it was like, okay, we see you, Giants, and then they lost to the Saints. So they're the Saints' only win. So then it was like, okay, that sounds about right. But then they go and they beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
So they're kind of the roller coaster team. But Denver just feels solid, and they're at home. I'm putting a lot of stock into Mile High for this one. So yeah, give me the Broncos.
Yeah, I agree, Joey. Like, I think New York comes down back to earth after their primetime game, beating up on their division foe. Denver's defense is legit. I think they had 9 sacks last game. Is that legit? Like, I heard that in passing this week. But another
crazy.
stat, I know I'm going to butcher this. They're on track to basically get to, like, I don't know, 80 some 90 sacks this year, and the records, I want to say 70 72, somewhere in that range. So they're on track to potentially wipe that record, which, if you have a defense like that, you can go the distance. You can do whatever you want in this league. So give me Denver.
Yep. I'm with you guys there. I like the team. They're starting to play to the potential and the hype that they were getting in the offseason. That defense, Nick Bonito is a man on a mission. I like it. Although the Giants are fun. I'm happy for Giants fans that they're not. I mean, it's still early yet, but things seemed so rough to start for them. And Russell Wilson's just, he's older and it's just not as fun and he's just kind of whatever. So to get that injection of, that running back who just trucks he seeks contact. That is fun. It's kind of crazy. And then Dart is very aggressive and can run, and he's making plays too. I'm excited. Our buddy Alex in our dynasty league, he's a Giants fan, so I'm happy for him. I hope they kind of can sneak some more wins in, especially against like Washington and Philly, kind of make that division a little more complicated for playoffs and seeding. Let's see what Zach goes. Broncos over the Giants. How many concussions do we see this game?
So that was actually a really good shout on the sacks, Matt. I actually had team stats pulled up here. In the Broncos, they have the most sacks with 30. The next closest is Seattle and Pittsburgh, who have 20.
Whoa.
So Denver is number one by a wide margin. Ironically, then it's the Lions with 19. So
let's go.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mile high too, because a part of me was like Denver had some struggles and stuff, but Troy, like you said, mile high, rookie getting his first taste of it. No, I feel like that's got to be a tough place to play.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, where are we at now? Ooh, this is another good one. These some good games here, the 4 o'clocks. Sneaky good. Indianapolis Colts going over to the West Coast, Los Angeles Chargers. How we feeling?
So that Chargers graphic's my favorite so far. And that just makes me feel even better about my pick.
Is it really?
I'm going the Chargers. So the Colts they're gaining my respect, but their only loss this year is actually in LA to the Rams. So I was debating, do they go back to LA and they're used to playing in that stadium, so maybe that helps them, or is there some voodoo there where they just can't win in LA? This was a tough one, but I'm going to go home field as kind of my tiebreaker decision. So yeah, give me Harbaugh, give me Herbert, and the Chargers.
Okay. First things first, this is Uni Alert number, I guess, 2. So just a couple hours ago, well, I think literally just before we jumped on, I saw that LA is debuting. I don't know if they're called these legit, but they're calling them the banana uniforms. So they're going all yellow. So yellow jersey, yellow pants. I don't think the helmet's any different, but that'll be a sight to see. So that'll be fun. And Troy, I flipped my pick about 38 seconds ago as you were talking. So I'm going to go with the Colts. I think Danny Dimes and the Colts go back to LA, get revenge on the city, and kind of get the win. Los Angeles, I think they're still solid, but they've really been up and down this year. So I know they got the win last week, right? So I think they, unfortunately come back down, and I think Colts keep rolling.
Nice. That surprises me a little bit. You guys are always all about the Chargers here. I'm not. You know what though? I'm going Colts. I think they're rolling. I think they're a legit team. I love Jonathan Taylor. He's a stud. He's going crazy. Daniel Dimes, getting a little resurrection. That's a fun story. I think their defense is good. I think there's all around team. My one worry with this though, Joe Alt might be back. They have another lineman. He's got a goofy name. Can't remember it. Like a guard, he might be back. So their O-line might get some beef back. Khalil Mack, I don't know his status at all, but he's like eligible to return from IR starting this week. So if he comes back too in the middle, that defense is solid. And then also Indy was missing a couple of secondary pieces. I don't know if you saw that collision. It was like Anthony Richardson's on IR because he collided with that cornerback, one of their starting cornerbacks during warmups, and Kenny Moore. I can't remember the name, but yeah, so he got a concussion. I'm not sure if he's back yet or not. That could be issues. Herbert's been balling. I am a fan of Justin Herbert. He's a fun quarterback to watch, definitely. But I'm going Colts here. Zach's joining us. Matt over on the Colts. where does Indiana Jones rank as a nickname? He really likes it. He gives it an 8 out of 10.
That's the first I've heard of that name, but I love it.
Indiana Jones. That's solid. That is solid. So
Is that in the media
Troy,
already, or did Zach just throw that out there?
I've heard it like once, not on like major media. I think it was maybe Tom Grossi or something like that, but I don't know. It's probably been thrown out there.
Mm.
I'd love to give Zach the credit. You know what, Zach came up with that. You heard it here first. HamBonez,
HamBonez breaking news.
the Z-Man. Yeah, Troy, how's it? You feel good with the solo, or are you nervous?
Well, no, I don't feel that good about it. The Chargers have screwed us, almost all of us.
Well, I was going to say, do you want me to switch and then I'll lock them? Because then they'll definitely lose. I feel like didn't they lose all? You both lost.
Yeah,
the only locks
yep.
on the Chargers.
Yeah,
and me on the Packers. All right, I'm losing my focus here. You can tell it's getting late. The Commanders at Dallas, another good game. These 4:00 games are solid.
Yeah, so Dallas, they traded Micah Parsons. Do you guys know who is leading Dallas in sacks?
Don't tell me James Houston, the fourth. Is it?
It is.
Son of a
James
gun.
Houston.
How many does he have?
Friend. He has 3.5.
Okay.
So, that was a little interesting. Dallas, to me, is, again, I don't know if this is just vibes or if this is true, but I feel like they're a much different team at home versus on the road. Like, on the road, they just don't seem very good. But then at home, they kind of get that little bit of Dallas swagger. They can score. Washington seems like they're in a little bit of a rut. So I'm going to go Dallas at home. I think I'm going to go again with the home field advantage to decide my coin flip.
Okay. The only reason I am not going to join that train, Troy, is I think Washington bounces back after losing to Chicago. I think they go in hungry. I think they put up like 40 points on Dallas. I don't think that defense is trusted at all. I think it feels like every other week I'm seeing, just a shootout with Dallas. So Washington has the weapons. I think Jaden Daniels, is he having kind of a sophomore slump? I don't think so. I think it was just a tough game, kind of a weird game last week with him. I think he bounces back and leads them over the Cowboys.
Man, this is a tough one because I was on Washington, not very confidently, but Troy, you got me rethinking Dallas, and I saw that CD might come back. Like he could potentially come back this week. And they got Guyton coming back, Booker, a couple of offensive linemen. That's a tough one. Because my thought here is initially my gut was like Washington get right against a bad Dallas defense. But they lost to the Bears. Is it a sophomore slump? I don't know. That was my question mark too. You got Cliff Kingsbury. Kind of the same thing happened with Kyler Murray too. His first few years, teams kind of started figuring them out, and they kind of fizzled out after having an explosive offense down together in Arizona. Man, I'll join Troy. Sorry, I won't let you go solo here. I'll go. I'll switch to Dallas because I was back and forth. Zach, I think at least this will be a split. Hang on. Yep, Zach's on the Commanders. He says a coin flip like pretty much every NFC East game. The other thing that kind of changed my mind is I have another screen. I'm using another laptop in my house with all the games, and I went to the NFC East, and it's just like, for me, the Washington wins too. They beat the Giants in week 1, which you can't really count that because of Russell Wilson, and the Giants were like nothing at the time. Then they've only beaten the Raiders, and they handled the Chargers pretty well, I guess. But I don't know. This could be a coin flip. These divisional games are tough.
Yeah.
Let me fix this. Sorry. Not great at lining them up all the time. Any other notes? Sorry, I don't know if I talked about that one for a while. I'm starting to zone out. Oh, yeah, here we go.
I like the Arizona one right there. That's legit.
Green Bay heading west.
Oh, yeah.
The
This
Cardinals, all their losses have been really close losses, which is, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Could they have a coach on the hot seat, especially after, the little issue with hitting his player and then having to apologize? And they've kind of not really done much under his watch. So they could be on a hot seat. This does feel like a sneaky little trap game for the Packers, though. Going out west, sometimes that can be a tough team to play. I'm not quite sure on the status of Kyler Murray, though. So I'm going to go Green Bay just because they're a better team, and I think they'll avoid the trap game.
Yeah, I think so too, Troy. Like Arizona, they've lost 4 straight. Even though, to your point, the games have been close, which, you'd think they'd squeak out 1 or 2 of those, but I think the vibes are not great. I think, what's their coach's name? Gane. I think he's gone after this year, maybe in mid-season if they keep losing a few more. I don't think he's, maybe Kyler too. Maybe he's gone after this year. I don't know what his contract looks like, but I don't think I see them doing much, unfortunately, this year anymore. So give me Green Bay.
This would be a cheeky pick. They're due for a win. The Cardinals are due for a win, but I can't do it. I'm going Green Bay just for the jinx alone. I thought about it slightly because it's Arizona at home, and like Troy said, they've been playing really tough, close games. It's the vibes. And Matt, I agree. I think both could potentially be gone. One or the other seems realistic. Kyler's had a long time there. He probably, honestly, I hope he gets a new change of scenery. And then, the punch to the gut with Gannon, it's like, I don't know. I could see both of them. Maybe they just scrap it and rebuild. Marvin Harrison Jr. is questionable. He got a concussion last game. Might not be back for this game as well. We don't know about Kyler Murray at the moment. Although, who is it? Jacoby? Was it Jacoby Brissett there?
Yeah.
He did all right against a good Indy team too. I'm sticking with Green Bay. I think that's a solid choice. Zach says this is your weekly reminder to never bet on the Cardinals. Never bet
Zach's one-liners.
Never bet any of your hard-earned money on the Cardinals in any capacity.
HamBonez Lock.
HamBonez Lock. I'm okay with that one. Arizona, you got to win one before I can consider you again. Atlanta, the Falcons coming off that fresh dub. I finally got my solo win. I believed in them. Never once did I doubt. Oh, Bijan. Oh my gosh. I will say that's the first Atlanta game I've watched like start to end. Bijan's a beast. He reminds me of like David Montgomery with elements of Jameer. Like you're taking a little bit of both into this like Superman. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, I feel like he's finally becoming the running back that everyone thought he was coming out of college. So it takes a couple of years, but it's really fun to see him kind of, really getting to that level.
Yeah. And the 49ers are the walking wounded. They just lost another superstar player.
Probably the best linebacker in the league for years.
Yeah, Fred Warner. That's a nasty one too. The ankle dislocation or whatever
he fractured it and dislocated.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the up and coming team against the 49ers, kind of the last stand. Like, did they miss their window? Is it closing? They're kind of getting old and now injured a lot. So I'm going Atlanta. I think the injuries are too much. It is a West Coast trip at San Francisco, which gave me a lot of pause, but I like what Atlanta's been doing, and I think this is kind of their chance on Sunday night to kind of, even though they just won on Monday night against Buffalo, where they were able to show America what they can do. Here's another chance on Sunday night. So yeah, I think they take command.
Yeah, I'm excited for this game just because it'll really give us, I think, a telltale sign of what San Francisco is or is not, for that matter. You mentioned it; the injuries are stacking up and just don't seem to be going away for them. I think they got Brock Purdy back and maybe Kittle this week at practice, so I'm not certain on if they're going to be playing or not. Atlanta, they're a fun watch. I'm excited to see them. Penix and Bijan, like they're a fun team. So, but I'm gonna go San Francisco here. I think it's at home for them on prime time. I think they're gonna be well coached, and I think they're gonna be ready for it.
Yeah. Oh man. Fred Warner going down. I like him a lot since we started playing. I know Troy. We played a couple leagues together with the defensive players. Kind of started following him a little bit more the past few years. We've been doing that. So that's a huge blow right in the middle of their defense too. Bijan might take advantage of that. I- This is a hard one. I kind of went back and forth. I feel like I can't go against San Francisco right now, though. They're still finding a way to do it at home, prime time. Maybe Kittle, maybe Purdy. I don't know if that's good or bad. Purdy, like Mac Jones, has been good. He's banged up. I don't think they're getting any of their receivers. I'm not sure. I don't know if Pearsall or Jennings are close to coming back. But for me, I'm just kind of I want to ride on that San Francisco train a little bit, I guess. I keep missing. So, Zachary, Falcons over Niners. No idea if the Falcons are good, but the San Francisco injuries are wild. Man, see, Atlanta's got good wins too. That's the thing. Especially last week, they looked good. Although I think if anything, they exploited that Buffalo's defense may not be very strong. Like that's going to be the Buffalo's biggest weakness,
Yeah.
I think, this year. It was already in question, I think, overall, but just seeing Josh Allen not be able to pull through because Atlanta left a lot of room for them to come back and win that game. When they went up, at first I was feeling good, like wow, I got a solo pick. I wasn't super confident in that one. But they were able to keep them at bay there. So that's the Sunday night. We're moving to our
Yeah.
doubleheader Monday night football. Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming to the cold Detroit.
Yeah.
Is
This
this the
one's
third year in a row we've seen Tampa Detroit?
We play them
yeah.
all the time.
Like
Yeah.
we saw them 2 years ago, regular season and the playoffs, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And then last year, obviously, again as well. So wow, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. This one was tough for me. I mean, the Lions actually haven't lost back-to-back games since 2022. So that shows once they lose, Dan Campbell gets them right. But Baker Mayfield, probably the MVP frontrunner right now, going against a secondary that might have us playing in it by the second half. But Tampa Bay has some injuries. Obviously, Bucky Irving's out, got Goodwin's out. Ibuka's questionable, and so is Mike Evans.
I think
So
Ibuka's out.
is he
He's gonna be
okay? So
out. Yeah.
Evans, is I don't know.
If they get Evans back, I'm scared.
Yeah,
And he could be coming back.
yeah. At least he's not anymore I mean, he's obviously still a great receiver, but he's kind of that jump ball kind of threat. I don't know if he's a burner anymore where he can just take over. But yeah, Tampa Bay, I was just looking at each of their wins. I mean, they just have late game heroics every single week. And I think at some point that I don't necessarily want to call it luck, but I think that runs out. at some point, all those plays don't go your way. I'm going with Detroit on Monday night. A get right game. I don't think they want to lose 2 in a row going into the bye. I think they're pissed off about how they played against Kansas City. I know Amon-Ra is, he had his drop. He's going to be motivated. The offense is going to be motivated. So yeah, this makes me nervous. I think it's going to be an anxiety-filled night, but I'm going to go with the Lions.
Yeah, Troy, I think you hit about every nail on the head there with Detroit and Tampa Bay as well. Like they're such a good team, but they are injured. They're in every game. What sticks out to me for them is they're so competitive, and them squeaking out all those wins too. Uh, that's so much experience that you're going to be able to take, within the rest of the season into the playoffs. So Tampa's a great team. So, but Detroit on to your point, Troy, just losing on prime time, going back again on prime time. Dan Campbell, I think he's lost. This is his third time losing prime time, maybe in the last few years. So I do think it's a get right game. Oh, before I forget, this is Uni Alert, the main one for the week. So they're going to be doing all blacks. So I think the gang's going to be ready. So give me the Lions. I think they put up like 40 points, and maybe it's a shootout, unfortunately.
So is this the blue helmets?
Blue helmets. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, that's so exciting. That's probably what flipped me. I love Tampa. They're so fun. I've been on them a lot this year. I think once I didn't believe and they proved me wrong. So, but I gotta go with my boys. I'm going with Detroit at home, coming off a loss. I don't feel super confident, to be honest. I think it could be a close game, and that makes me nervous because Tampa, Baker Magic, MVP chance, and whispers. But I'm more hopeful than anything. Like you guys are saying, they're going to come out pissed off, ready to win. Dan Campbell's going to have them ready. Really depleted secondary, but Tampa's injured too. So hopefully Hutch can get involved more, even more so, cause some havoc. He likes to sack Baker, so maybe Barnes can get into action too. He had that game-sealing pick back in the playoffs. Maybe this is a potential NFC Championship preview? Question mark.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
Zach's joining us on the Lions. All
HamBonez
homers.
Lock.
HamBonez, lock it in. Home team at home, wearing all black and the beautiful blue helmet. Lions says Lions defensive injuries. Zach says that. Sorry. Versus the Bucks offensive injuries a wash? Question mark. They got
Hopefully.
got a lot of receivers and O-line injuries. All right, let's keep moving. Love you, Lions. All right, last game of the week. Houston Texans going to Seattle.
Yeah, I don't have too many notes on this. I mean, I'm going Seattle. Basically, home team, 12th man. Seattle's a hard place to play. Still don't really believe in Houston. Don't believe in CJ Stroud, even though they have gotten it looked a little better than what they did a few weeks ago. But yeah, I'm going Seattle with this one.
Yeah, both teams, I feel like, especially Houston, I don't know what they are yet. Seattle, they've kind of been back and forth this year, and maybe we talked about this last week, but they've been so good on the road and not so great at home under Mike. But I just thought that was interesting. Just if you're not as good at home, which Seattle has always historically been one of the toughest places to play. So I don't know. I keep going back and forth even as I'm looking at these. I'm going to stick with Seattle, mainly because that graphic is pretty sweet.
Nice. Glad I can boost that confidence there. I'm also on Seattle. I don't feel as confident as I feel like you would think. Seattle's still banged up in the secondary a little bit. I'm not sure. Hopefully they'll get, I think it was Tariq Cohen what's his name? I butchered that. Woolen, sorry. Tariq
Woolen.
Woolen. He should be back. He was coming off a concussion. I don't think he played last week. Witherspoon still questionable. They got another safety out, or questionable. Houston had 2 big wins recently, but they were on bad teams. Baltimore, a depleted Baltimore led by Cooper Rush, and they smoked the Titans. So it's like, but honestly, Houston's defense is legit. Can they slow down or give Darnold fit? Because when Darnold isn't playing good, they're atrocious. We've seen it firsthand to end the year last year and kind of the start of his career as well. Maybe the Houston defense has that answer to stop the Darnold magic that's happened in Seattle. Zach's with us over on the Seahawks, so we got another HamBonez guarantee. Zach says he's taking the under on this one.
That one surprised me either. So I wanted to bring this up, and maybe y'all saw this as well, but a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week and a half ago, CJ Stroud in an interview or something like that says he's getting old. I'm not as quick as I used to be. He's 23 years old. Like, just him making those comments and just having that mindset is wild to me, and putting that out into the universe. So that his stock is down, and it's his 3rd year in the league, and obviously he had a great rookie year. I think he's still a solid quarterback, but maybe not the top 5 that maybe we once thought he could have been. So just an interesting tidbit that I just wanted to maybe kind of put in there.
Yeah, I love it.
That was funny. I remember hearing that. I'm like, I hope that was taken out of context, because that's the dumbest thing. Like, how was he 23? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous. It had to have been a joke or something. I didn't really watch, obviously the full interview, but that's ridiculous to even, like you say, put out there.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was wild.
Here's 2 teams limping into a bye. My goodness. Buffalo kind of got to get their head straight. They're a good team, get back on track to trying to get home field advantage potentially in the AFC. A win over the Falcons would have helped that a lot more. Baltimore, can they be resurrected, or are you gonna have a high draft pick next year? Like, we'll find out. Stay tuned.
I think they'll get back. Like, I can't see them being top 5 draft pick because they've won one game so far. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, yeah, I could see Baltimore being competitive and squeaking into the playoffs still.
All right. Favorite time of the day. The HamBonez Locks. Starting with Troy. Oh, you get to go first.
All right.
Let's go.
I think I'm gonna blow your guys' mind. I am gonna lock in the Bears.
Oh,
with 7 points.
Who's the Bears play again?
They play the Saints at home.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of more locking them in because of the Saints factor. But I was like, you know what? They're kind of, this feels, I was losing confidence when we were talking about the game based on what you guys said, but I'm sticking to it.
I like it.
Oh, that's an interesting one, Troy. I didn't see that coming. Hopefully you fallen on your sword this week. So I am going to go with New England for all the reasons we talked about. I think we all picked them. We're all on them. Coaching change, Vrabel going back in there. Originally, I was going to go only 6. I'm talking myself into another 10. Give me 10 on the Patriots.
Oh, man. You might have sniped that one from me. How much was it? 6?
10.
10? Oh,
yeah.
Nice. Oh, man. I was going to go New England, too. I kind of want to switch it up, though. I know we can. We can go double. Let me check my notes, because I had a fun one on here. You guys are going.
Yeah, plus, I mean, I feel like this is one of the times that you're going to be able to use New England as a lock, so.
That's true. Tennessee's pretty bad.
That was my thought process with the Bears.
Oh my gosh, this might be silly. I'm going to regret this one. I'll use it, but I got
it. Did you even pick them in the real game?
I don't know. I think so. Give me the Cleveland Browns for 4 points. We'll go 4. Reasoning, just kind of for fun. I think they're going to win this one. I don't even know. Oh,
it's Miami. It's
easy. You'll see. This is the first time they'll break like 15 points or whatever they're going to go crazy all over. And if they don't throw in Shedeur Sanders, throw him in there at halftime, let him do his thing. Might throw a bunch of picks or he might win the game. Who knows? That was I had a couple locks on here. I do have the benefit of seeing Zach's. I didn't want to take his either, just to keep things fresh. He's got a good one here though. He's going big. Let me see. Is he going big? After last week, he's getting it all back. You know it. He's going with the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a great lock right here.
Yeah.
Divisional. It's a divisional game, though. You can go on full 10.
Have we gone 4-0 in locks yet?
Let me check. I have it up.
I don't think.
No, we've always had a loser.
Well, the one tie, or did someone lose that week too?
When there was a tie, that's when, is that me? Yeah, that's when I lost.
Oh man, I'm regretting the Cleveland pick now. I was looking through the graphics. I had this one other, it's like a dark version of them. It's like, I want to showcase that a little bit.
I like it.
All right. Yeah. Another good weekend, guys. Another fun weekend of football. The Lions are we Monday night?
We're Monday night, but I think we start at 7:00. So
that's nice.
That's fun.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
That'll be like 3 weeks in a row where we don't have a Sunday game or Sunday afternoon. Sunday night, Monday night, bye next week.
I know. I should have come a little sooner for my soccer scheduling, although I think I only missed like one, the Browns game. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us again. The HamBonez back at it again, week 7. This has been fun. Thanks for joining. You already know you got to be hitting that like button, subscribe, leave some comments down below. We're going to get some new viewers here. We'll see if my students start catching on to my hints. Check out the HamBonez show, guys. You like NFL? Kind of scared of that. All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Later.
Peace.
Yeah. It's the HamBonez show. You know how we roll. Troy with the numbers. Matt in the zone. JMO got the graphics. Let's go. Step in the booth. This a HamBonez vibe. Every week we alive. Football talking worldwide. Troy got the stats breaking down like a pro. Matt got the uniforms dripping head to toe. JMO won the visuals fresh like the paint. We the triple threat. Ain't no way we ain't HamBonez. We running the game never alone. But bones, that's the style that we bone. HamBonez, we running the game, never alone. Talking football, stats and style right from the throne. Fast beat, fast life, every week we ignite. HamBonez, yeah we do it right. Troy spitting numbers, got the facts on lock. Matt breaking down jerseys, every thread, every sock. JMO with the graphics, got the highlights popping. We the team you tune in when the action ain't stopping. From the field to the mic, we bringing the heat. HamBonez on the rise, can't accept defeat. HamBonez, we running the game, never alone. Talking football, stats and style right from the throne. Fast beat, fast life, every week we ignite. HamBonez, yeah we do it right. So tune in, HamBonez every week, don't miss. With Troy, Matt, and JMO, we bringing the blitz. Football, fashion, graphics, we got it all. HamBonez on the beat, we forever stand tall.